Praise the good God.
Assalamu alaikum. My dear beloved brothers and sisters, I feel like I'm a big man. You may be seated. Who that said go ahead? Come up here. I think I know your voice. Oh, you all right? No, right here, brother. In this seat, brother. Yeah. Take that seat. You know, brothers, that when you have a helper, you don't want him to get out of your sight. Old folks used to tell me, son, don't talk back to me. My beloved brothers and sisters, we are so happy to see your smiling faces here today until we could almost cry with a smiling face for joy. We are happy to see you visiting us, but we still think we are shortchanged yet. We still think they're more outside someplace. Should have been more than this. I looked at a little church once, and the little church from the outside looked like to me they ought to have been talking to us somewhat about at least 300 or 400. So I said, let me go in this little church. That was in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So I got in there and I looked around. I didn't see but about a dozen people or less. I said, what are they making all this noise out here for? So I went in, and it was a sanctified church. And so the pastor, as you may realize, was a woman. I sit down, and she starts patting and beating the pangolins and whatnot, looking right straight at me. So I said, after a while she'd come back when she had them all in a high tune. She said, are you saved? I said, I don't know. That's a mighty big question. I said, if I'm not saved, I'm in a terrible condition. She didn't know I was talking about her church. So she said to me, well, you stay right there. After a while, she got to preaching. She had a stick in her hand, and she started pointing it right at me, you know. And she came back later. She says, how do you feel now? Do you feel like you're saved now? I said, I'm not too sure. So she told me, she said, you keep coming here and you will be saved. I said, thank you. And I looked at the poor woman, And I said, what a pitiful thing now. Our people have been robbed so by the devil that they go wrong and insult the God of truth and justice, the God of wisdom, the God of understanding, the God of our Savior, our God. So this lady I wanted, after she got through, she asked me, would I accept Jesus? I said, may I have something to say? So she was so, alert to tell me, come on up. I said to myself, going up, say, you think I'm coming up to join your church, but you're mistaken. So go tell them whether you're saved or not. And tell them whether you want to join up with us. She started just patting her hand. And when they got quiet, I said, that's a great thing to say, that you are saved. As long as we are black people, I told her, I said, we are saved. But as long as we believe in white people's religion, we are not saved. So she told me she wasn't teaching white people's religion, that she was teaching Jesus' religion. I said, oh, thank you. I said, that's the teachings that I'm teaching. So she started patting and beating pans again. And she asked me, how long had I been saved? I said, ever since I was born. You can find lots of things that our people who have not the knowledge of self and others, it makes you feel like crying. Not to laugh at them, but to cry over them because they don't know. I'm a little late today, but I don't think that I have fed you with a late meal yet. I could soon get away, even though it seems like I'm late. And I can keep you here, and we all eat a late meal. Since we're talking about eating, I'm hungry now. And I think you who made us late, they should pay for us a good meal. I was constantly told at home, just a little while longer, they'll be there. We're waiting for such and such buses. So the dinner was smelling so good, I wanted to tell the brother, I'm waiting for dinner now. We have been working on, teaching on the time, the theology of time. But this afternoon, I'm pretty late, and I ought to just get me a text, kind of sort of like that old preacher taking one day. He had not had no converts to join up in a long time. And they all would come in and start playing, ignoring him. So he says, I'm going to get these fools one of these days anyway. So next time he came back to his people, he went in his pocket, pulled out a quart of whiskey. He set it down. Went in the other pocket and laid down a 45. Then he put his Bible right in between the two. And he says, brothers and sisters, my text today is that some of these things will move you. So I'm about to take that kind of text too. We had a few sisters and brothers that we wanted to bring them before you. I don't know whether the minister have or not. Have you, brother minister? Sir? The minister loved to preach so long himself, so he didn't want you to break up his text. Well, I love ministers that love to teach like that. But I do like to learn who you are, and you learn us. We have a very smart little sister here. She has been with us ever since she was born. And she has learned so much that the messenger said until every time she come around me now, she wants the messenger says something. Know how smart she is. She'll come to me, she'll hug and kiss me, wanting to show me how smart she is. So today I'm going to surprise her. I want to know how smart she is now. Little sister, this little sister is the captain, little daughter. Come on up here, baby. I want. Put her down over there in front of that stand because she can't get up there. They won't see her. Stand right in the center, baby. Greet the people, baby. Greet the people. Walaikum salam. Who is the original man?
Jamaica, John, the queen of the pen of God's universe.
Who is the colored man?
The colored man is the character man. I grew up the earth, skunk of the planet Earth.
Very good for her to know the difference in the two people, to know the difference in the two gods. You have anything else to say to us, baby? Tell us what.
What is the population of the original nation in the wilderness of North America and all over the planet Earth?
The population of the original nation in the land of North America is 22 months between and Smith and 19 months. For all parents is 4,400 million.
What is the birth record of the said nation of Islam?
The birth rate of said is a said nation. There is no birth record of him again, no end.
You can go to the high school and college, and if you are able to bring out a child out of either one of these places, where their parents have gotten their bachelor of art degrees and whatnot, I will give you a nickel. We have some very learned little children around here. They visit my home sometime to let me know how much they have learned. And they just make me feel so happy to see a child using the educational language of college students. They are very smart. This is not the only one. This is just happened to be the first one I look over here and saw. But there are lots of them here. We have been teaching here on the time, the theology of time. But today we are a little late, and we feel like that we want to just to teach you this and that. This is what the old folks used to say. My grandmother used to tell my brother and I, when we go to see her, she said, "Sit down there, boy, and tell me that which you know and that you don't know." So my brother and I, we used to turn home saying, how could we tell her that which we didn't know? When we don't know a thing, she'd tell us, then we were telling her story. And she would, and beat us on top of it. So I came up on the such pants. They loved our backs. Pardon me, brother. Well, brothers and sisters, I don't want to prolong the time with ourselves. I know what you came for. You heard that I was offering $10,000 for anything like a word or mistake that you could find that I made. I still have that up for you, that prize. That's a good amount of money for you to win. Some of us have never earned $10,000. You do have the chance of winning it here, if you can find me telling you other than the truth. Not in the whole lecture, but in just one word. You'll get you $10,000 to carry back home. If I can get my brother back here asleep, so I can take it out of his pocket. I didn't say I had $10,000. We see quite a few of our beloved people here with us, and that put them all of those big trucks that you said you had here. I know where they're from. No, that's all the big collectors that you had here. Well, give me these, sir. This all. Yeah. Brother, come giving me some little papers here. And I told him when I get here to let me know whether or not that there was a lot of dictatorial people here, so that I could tell them that I'm just a little skinny fellow and I'm not able, maybe, educational, to compete with them. And that After I'm through, I will give the speaker stand over to them. They can talk. I believe in giving everybody a chance. Yes. So I see some great professors listed here by brother. There is a real estate man, and we certainly need some houses. Yes. We need a lot of them. So I'm very happy that you're here. We will be contacting you soon. But some of us, you may have to help us with the down payment. All of these real estate men, brother? Oh, no, Professor. Yeah. All of these real estate men?
No, sir, they're not. Mr. John Green, real estate. Mr. Frank Sewell, a businessman, President's businessman. Mr. David Howell, supervisor from the police department. Woodrow Bankhead.
From the police department?
Supervisor of elevated from the police department, yes, sir. And this is Mr. Woodrow Bankhead from the United States government office.
Well, I don't want to meet no police. What the you have told me? You better get me straight, or I'll be going home. Yeah. The brother done got me scared now, so I'm gonna make him call these names off. Because I don't know who you got out here to catch me, brother. You know, I talk pretty open.
Yes, sir.
And I talk about white folk.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, brother. My little humor, I don't mean anything. But, you know, when you go to talking about policemen, somebody may start shaking. And we don't know whether he's after me or you. Brothers and sisters, and Mr. Policeman, feel at home. We're your brother. Regardless of what you are. You can be the high sheriff of Cook County or whatever office you hold, you still is our brother. And we come here to make that known. Face to face today with judgment. And if we don't understand that we are face to face with judgment, we may be the loser. America stands before death. America is doomed to death. America is bound to go to her doom because of the way that she has treated us. America have mistreated the black man in America so wrongly that God cannot hardly wait for us to choose our way. You can say yes or no, I don't care. I'm perfectly independent of what you choose. God came to me in in 1931 in Detroit, Michigan. He taught me for 3 years and 4 months in person. I was not dreaming. I was looking at him in person for 3 years and 4 months. He taught me night and day. I used to be glad to get a little sleep. When he would tell me, I will be back, I would say, I hope it be long enough for me to get a little sleep. And he taught me what you hear me teach you. 3 years, night and day. I don't think I would be wise to say that I taught myself and I taught you thus and thus. No, he taught me thus and thus. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know my name. What I was calling myself, it was the white man's name. So whatever you hear me say here this afternoon, it came from his mouth in the way of divine. Whenever you hear me talk other than that, well, that's me. That was me. But divine, it came from him. Though he taught me about none divine, and who none divine was. And I have been teaching it for 40 years. Think over that I'm no boy. If I've been teaching divine wisdom in America for 40 years, I didn't start when I was a baby. I'm an old man. And I'm ready for you. So, today, we are here and we thank you for coming out to listen to what I have to say. Or rather, I should make it more clearer what God has taught me. I see here Mr. and Ms. C.W. Williams. I don't know whether this is my doctor or not. This from Detroit, you know him better than I do. So you call him up. All right. Brother, give me all of these great people. And I want him to call them out to me, because we want to thank you for being present.
We have a Mr. John Green, who is a dealer in real estate. Dear Pastor, would you like him to stand or just call the name?
Pardon me? Yeah, that's all right. Just call the name out in their profession.
We indicated we have a Mr. John Green, who is a real estate dealer. Mr. Frank Sewell, a businessman. Mr. David Howells, a supervisor for the elevator departments of police departments. Mr. Woodrow Bankhead, the Office of Economic Opportunities of the United States government. Mr. J.C. Douglas from the 13th District Business and Civic League in Detroit. Mr. and Mrs. C.W. Williams from the Williams Trucking and Hauling Company in Detroit. Mr. Frank Ditto, an organizational leader from the East Side Voice in Detroit. Mrs. Catherine Wallace,
who is an aide to Judge Frederick Byrd in Detroit. Mr. Ronald Barnes, consultant for the Illinois Bell Telephone Company. Mr. Cleophas Williams, a union officer from the Longshoremen's Union in San Francisco, and Mr. Alonzo Hughes, who is an educator from Maywood, Illinois.
We thank you for your presence. And we pray, Allah, that you will return again. We are afraid that you won't eat enough this afternoon. But we pray that you will return. One thing we want to say to you, regardless to your profession, we still preaches that you are our brother. Whether you want to say yes or not, you are our brother. All black people are the brothers of each other. You have been told that all people are brothers. And the way of being people, we are brothers. But we are not all brothers by races and nations. We have a stranger in our midst, and that is the white man. We are not brothers to the white man. He is a total stranger. He didn't come from the God that we came from. He come from a made God, not a created God. Our God is a created God. And we are created people. But the white man is a made man. Yes, he didn't came here with us. We've been here ever since that the earth was made. We was right there beside our Father that made it. And that we, the black people, didn't come from white people, but white people came from us. We made the white man and can do it at no limit of time. But when it comes to us, we were created. If this was heard and believed among you, alone would set you free. When the white man hear you say that your father, a black man, created him, or made him, pardon me, and that you are a created man from a created man, but the white man is a made man. When he represents himself to you, he puts it in such way that you don't make a mistake, that he is not the created man, but he is the made man. He puts himself in his place. But you put yourself out of place when you go and follow him and call yourself the same thing that he calling himself. No equal. We've been here on the planet Earth according to the teachings of God to me in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due, ever since light appeared into the total darkness of our created man. We are not people that came here just 6,000 years ago. We are people that came here trillions of years ago. The white man is a made man from one of our sanctity 6,000 years ago. That's no time with us. We've been here for trillions of years. And if you try, put his time and our time to calculate it down to the number one man, that self-created, you wouldn't hardly find a second to give him in time. Hardly will run into a second. Take 1 trillion years and divide it by 6,000 years. See what a little time you will have there. Then take 6,000 years and divide it into 6. The 6 trillion years. That's not the long time we've been here. Take that same 6,000 years, push it through the 6 trillion years, and move it over to 76 trillion years, and you will hardly be able to find it. You may think that Elijah Muhammad don't know what he's talking about. Never heard of nothing like that. How could you hear anything like that? Falling a baby only 6,000 years old. Now how could you know anything about billions and trillions of years? With man's voice ringing throughout that time. How could you hear it in just 6,000 years ago? We don't care nothing about the little white man. We don't care anything about his big talk. We know it's like a little puppy running along beside a great big hound. I'm going to move over to our work, but you should know this. Know how old the man is that's walking around with a big cane, cracking you across the head with it. How long this big shot been here? He's just been here just 6 days to our count. He's not been here but a few days. 6,000 years is nothing to trillions of years. Black man, remember, you are the father of creation. Black man, remember that no white man can dispute with the one who said it, Elijah. He can't dispute with me. I'm a God-taught man. I'm a God-raised man. I wear this on my head, but we dare the white man to wear it publicly, but once a year. You know why he can't wear it over once a year? Because that he had nothing to do with the making of this. The black man made this space. What I mean, the sun, moon, and stars. White man know nothing about the creation of such planets. This is why I want to teach you the theology of them. Anything in the universe, anything on earth of human beings and of life of any kind. I'm here to tell you what Allah has taught me of, not what I know. It is Allah the one who has taught me. And I don't think you'll be able to make him out other than the truth. We was teaching last Sunday on this poet. Where is my son-in-law? My son-in-law. Oh. Come on up here, Brother Wiley. Where in the world you been? Is that your mate? Is that your mate? Or so you raise your hand and give us your mate. You know, in Ezekiel, we have a very, very powerful prophesy, and one that is kind of frightening. Don't you come here with no little something, because I'm hard to see. Take it good and time. Don't I'm going to run you away from over there. You know, I'm a pretty tough fella. Especially with these brothers that I've been knowing ever since near 40 years. I know they don't want to be called 40 years old, but I've been knowing them for that length of time. And that this man is my son-in-law, Wali Muhammad. He have my name. You know, when I found him, he had the devil's name. And that he started following me. He married my daughter, and I thought I would make her call him after her name. Because I didn't want a son-in-law in my house called by the devil's name. Near 40 years. I know they don't want to be called 40 years old, but I've been knowing them for that length of time. And that this man is my son-in-law, Wali Muhammad. You have my name. You know, when I found him, he had the devil's name. And that he started following me. He married my daughter, and I thought I would make her call him after her name. Because I didn't want a son-in-law in my house called by the devil's name. Gets away from the phone sometimes. The brothers try to line me up with a mic, and the thing slips away from me every now and then. I have to get back to this one. And that in this world, we was to worship, and we love try to be called by the white man's name, love to look like him. and that I'm going to see whether you love to look like him. The white man has been here on our planet for 6,000 years, and he has ruled. Now, brother, I certainly like your job. Yes, sir. And you have that basket, then I can get a little stronger if I hear something in it. I went in a church once to pass the basket so fast, and I kept hearing something rattling in it, So they got round. So I didn't have much money, but I did in a dime. I didn't have no more, because I know they were asking for charity, and I love to give charity. So I give them a dime, and they looked at me, and I shook my head. I didn't have no more. But I don't want you to do that. So we may follow you and prove that you do have more. And we're going to spend most of our time on this circle, or we will call it a wheel, and that's what it is. This afternoon, since that we're a little late. And this will make you come back to find some. But we have people in here from Detroit, Michigan, where I first began teaching. It was in Detroit, Michigan, 40 years ago. And they tell me that they have around 29 or 30 buses out there full. That's a lot of people to come over around near 300 miles. So if I didn't feel like I wanted to teach, I should teach. Will come 300 miles and further from the East Coast, about 900 miles, and some from the West Coast, I suppose. I think they are. People coming from these long distances mean to make them for nothing. They want you to tell them something. And if you're not going to tell them something, get off the stand and let them tell you something. My brother, I have learned to be human with people is to get friendship. You're going to be stern and tell them about the pitfall that Satan's going to throw you in the fire with. You only get frightened. But tomorrow morning you wake up. Oh, I don't believe that. No, we don't want to fool you. We're going to talk about some fire, but it's not the kind of fire that disappears overnight. It's the kind of fire that lingers around with you. And you feel it. So my beloved brothers and sisters, you take for an instance that I have the Holy Quran here lying beside me. I don't have the Bible here with me. I can soon get it. We was never taught to read the Holy Quran by the white man. We never was taught that there was a universal religion besides his that was called Islam. He never did talk about no other religion but Christianity. And I want to say, brothers and sisters, that if God made Adam and he weighed Adam's children got about 2,000 years old, and then he sent to teach them the right religion. I said, God put himself in a very ugly thing. Why, the people could force him to say, why did you leave us without a religion for all that time? You think these things. 2,000 years after Adam, before ever that he sent Jesus with the right religion. Just think over that. What kind of God was he? Now he said this is the best one, and it's that if you believe in Jesus and Christianity, then you will go to heaven. Well, what about all those people before Jesus was born? Where did they go? Just think over these things. What kind of God was that created the heavens and the earth and then would not create for man a good religion until he gave birth to Jesus? Just think over these things. I don't ask you this, but just think and reason over. Would God be so evil that he would let us live here all that time before ever he would make us a good religion and a good man? He said Enos was a good man. What religion did Enos have? If he could, just think over that. He said Moses was good. What kind of religion did Moses have? Just think it over for yourself. He said Moses was good, that he sent him into Egypt to bring out Israel from bondage of the house of Pharaoh. Oh, well, then, what religion did he preach to? Now, he didn't talk by no religion. The prophets say he brought Israel out of Egypt by the hand of a prophet. But what kind of religion did he carry there? They said Pharaoh didn't have no religion. He worshipped owls and whatnot. What did Moses worship? And what kind of religion did Moses follow Israel? Have you ever thought of this? He still had to wait 2,000 more years for Jesus to be born. Have a religion? Answer to yourself. If it's a religion, what was it? He said that he didn't come to change the law of the prophets, but to fulfill them. What was the law of the prophets? We want to know where we're going to, where we're headed to. Since the white man have rose up among us and claimed that he have the right religion. I want to know, Mr. Devil, who you think that you could fool in the way of religion, while you're blinding the people's eyes to the knowledge of the religion of the prophets. You know, I love to get after this devil. He gleefully tell us to believe and follow Jesus. How about Moses? He don't teach you to follow Moses. He said Jesus. Well, what did God give to Moses? Was Moses' religion different from Jesus? No, you tell me no. Well, what was it? Tell us the name of these two great prophets' religion. And he will tell you Jesus. Well, what about Moses' people? Did they go to hell? Talk back to him. And you will find he will run from you. Face him with truth. The God that taught me, he calls him the skunk of the planet Earth. Don't get scared, brother. I'm going to hold you. Oh, you start running out of here, I'm going to hold you. So don't get afraid. I've been here 40 years teaching this thing. He is so wicked and so filthy that God called him the skunk of the planet Earth. Look at what he's doing. Look at him now going nude. This just fits him, a skunk. Taking your wives and daughters, stripping them off, parading them up and down the street. All of your knowledge spent trying to make and model a nice, respectful daughter. He go out there and make her disrespectful, pulling off her clothes, showing her shame up and down to the public. The Holy Quran says he pulled off their clothes and showed the nation their shame. Believe it or not, but you can walk out the door and see. They're out there doing that. Or maybe she may come in your own house. You don't have to walk nowhere. Just look what he did for your daughter. Your wives made them pull off their clothes and made them to like it. I'm only telling you the truth. I'm not adding. What a preacher, Baptist or Methodist, Catholic, look like preaching to you decency. And there sits his daughter with nearly all of her clothes off. Just think of it. Any of you preachers, if you're in here, follow the white man to pulling your wife and your daughter's clothes off to the public. You need to go back and ask God. I think you made a mistake if you sent me. You said God sent you. But I said, go back and tell him that he made a mistake. No no minister of any religion will allow another people to pull his wife and daughter's clothes off and make them walk in the public nude almost. You would never be able to convert me. No. Because you should first do like the preacher in the jungle of Africa and Australia and other far off Pacific islands. Preach for the savage to hide his nakedness. This is the first preaching we give to a savage, to cover your nakedness. But you hear in what is called civilization. Think of civilization. You say you're a civilized man and got your daughter and your wife walking out there in the street half nude. This what we see in Africa in certain spots. Yeah, I've been there. I have traveled a little in Africa myself, and also in Asia. I'm not telling you something wrong. I'm telling you what I know, and if you've been there, you will bear me witness. Yes, sir. That you saw the same. This ugly looking wife sitting down on the shade tree with her body near nude, with her baby nursing from it, as though this is the right civilization. We got to civilize people. We got to go to Africa. We don't consider the jungles of Africa's people anything for us to follow, to be taught. Be taught what kind of way? If you're not civilized, you can't lead a civilized person. Talk back if you are able. I've been around a little myself, and I know what you have. Not guessing, but I know from actual things. If you tell me to go to Africa, I will go there, but don't tell me to go there to be civilized. I'm already civilized, and I'm ready to civilize Africa. But some of us rise up boasting of Africa. I said, first get civilized and go there and civilize Africa. That's right. Then I said, we all is together in civilization. As you see the drawings at the head of our paper, Muhammad speaks. He speaks too. We love Africa, people, like we love you in a way. Not quite as much, because they've been free and they let England, Germany, and other European people go over there and rob them, push them back in the jungle, and taking over their country. I dare us to get a country. They certainly won't push us over out of it. I'm only perking you up on just simple things. We love Africa. That's why I have our hand joined on the upper part of our paper. This is just what we want to do with Africa. We want to make Africa our brother. But Africa cannot lead us until they themselves have become perfect civilized. What God has taught me is a perfect civilizing teaching. It is not something that you could add to make it civilized. It's perfect civilized teaching to civilize any savage, regardless of where it comes from. I have been visited by many Africans, many of them, right here in Chicago at my home, 4847 Woodlawn. They come to me and they are happy to meet me. And I'm happy to meet them. There are many fine scholars and scientists in Africa. But in all of their knowledge that they have, it is not from the right source. White men have taught them. They have some of their ancient teachings, but now it must be replaced for the new wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that is brought forth to liberate the black man all over the earth. And that knowledge is here with me. This I don't say criticizing no one. I want to join hands with you and be your brother. But not with that which England, Dutch, and these other slave-making rascals. They give you their knowledge to enslave you, like they did us here in America, Africa. Anyone come from out of the country of America, see you acting a little foolish, ignorant, they jump on you and rob you. And yet doesn't give you nothing to relieve you of the robber that you was born under, brought up in his kitchen. But I'm here to fight any robber. As the Bible teach you of me, and you thought it was to Jesus back there 2,000 years ago. What is he like? All before me was thieves and robbers. This means leadership. That Jesus could not say all before him was thieves and robbers, that he would have been classifying his prophets before him to be thieves and robbers. He could not have mentioned anything like that. But it's me. I'm the one that said that. And the spiritual and knowledge of the prophets that wrote it, not before Jesus. Those was prophets before him, and not thieves and robbers. But thieves and robbers was before me. Robbing you of all they could. Very black leaders come before you without robbing you. Most all of them, they always look to see how heavy your pocket is. And they set out to rob you. I see how empty your pocket is. I set out to put something in it. The time that we are living in now is the judgment of the white folks. And America's number one first. God have made the whole world turn against America in order to destroy her. As Daniel says in the Bible prophesying of America, of the four beasts, think over four beasts is the name given to the four greatest governments of the white man by the prophet. He didn't call them nothing but beasts. And now you want to call them angels, while the prophet calls them beasts. And that's not what they is. They got a human look, but their characteristics is a beast. You may not believe me, but the time will prove that I'm teaching you the truth. This particular drawings here that my son-in-law just did for you is found in the 1st and 10th chapter of Ezekiel. He said he saw in a vision a wheel in a wheel. It didn't come down to the earth. He said he saw it rose up from the earth. I want you to listen at me good, as I thought that it would have been best that I talk about this wheel. No, you keep that. I don't want the stick. I want the wheel. My son-in-law saw me draw this wheel in Washington years ago, so he can draw it now better than I can. He don't add anything to it, but more perfection. He can draw better than I can. So Ezekiel, I'm about to lose my helper here. So Ezekiel says that he saw in a vision a wheel in a wheel. Now you see only the outer of the great wheel that he said he saw. But he said he saw wheel in a wheel. Where is the other wheels, Ezekiel? Now, if Ezekiel saw in a vision, prophets don't see visions of lies. Whenever they have a vision, it's the truth. He said a wheel in a wheel. And that this wheel rose up from the earth. didn't say nothing about where it was made at on the earth. But he said a wheel rose up from the earth. And that it got so high it looked dreadful. That he said when he looked at it, he said, oh, wheel, wheel, wheel. So it must have been a great thing for Ezekiel to behold. A wheel, he said, got so high that it looked dreadful. And out of that wheel, he said, he saw something come down from it. And he called it, what is that thing he called it? He gave it a name. Some kind of cherubim. Yeah, cherubim. And that we thought that he was talking about angels, but that is not angels. No, sir. That was another plane coming out of this plane. This is a plane here that measures, Almighty God taught me, 1/2 a mile by 1/2 a mile. That's a mighty wheel. And that when it flies over the place where it's going to drop bomb out of it, he sends one of the planes like this one coming out of. Then he drops the bomb out of that plane on the earth. And that bomb that he drop out have a bomb inside of the bomb. And then it have on in that bomb a thing made kind of like a earth drill that you see people drilling out here in the streets. You have that type, but it's so much more powerful. It comes down from this plane, drops it on the earth, and when it strikes the earth, a motor goes off in it. And it takes this bomb here into the earth. Something like a mile before ever she explodes. And that bomb have a steel drill that it can't batter and it can't be stopped until it get a mile. At that depth, then the explosion goes on in it, which have 100% dynamite in it, while we're using 70% on earth here with us. But God taught me that they have 100% the type of bomb that they drop on the earth from a terrific height of what height the mountain is to be. If it to be 2 miles high, they drop a bomb in the earth to go down 2 miles into the depth of the earth. Then she blew up a mountain 2 miles high. This bomb don't have that dreadful, this wheel does not have that dreadful bomb. These bombs will only go into the earth and set 1 mile. They will blow up a mile high a mountain. This wheel here have 1,500 of those little planes you see the brother has made on this. It have 1,500 of them on it to drop off on America. They will take a flight over North America and they will drop off these bums, and they will save 3 of these bums to drop on England. They will drop the other 3 on England, which it will only take just 3 of them to rip England apart. I'm not trying to frighten you to believe. That's immature with me. I'm only telling you what was told to me by God to tell you before these things take place. This plane here, I guess my speaker don't want me to talk to it. This plane here will make one trip across America and drop her bombs, and that when she drops one, you know the distance of which the explosion will take effect. Then just 3 of these planes will be sent to the British Isles to take care of England. Believe what I'm saying or wait around a few days. This plane goes above the earth 40 miles to unload those bombs on America. It gets up 40 miles. Oh, we have jets like that. Right. But, brother, when this plane unloads her deadly destruction, you won't have no planes up there. No. They won't fly up there with your jet. They're going to get rid of your jet on the ground first. How are they going to do that, Mr. Muhammad? They'll do it like this. First thing they will do, they will go and destroy all America's airplane bases. And they will also destroy her planes that you see running up in the air now at the speed of sound, and that's a terrific speed of a gun shot, and more faster than that. They get rid of them first. How are they going to get rid of them? Oh, yes. They're going to make her and her enemies get rid of them. Yeah. She has some enemies that have the same thing that America has. Put them to fighting first and make them to get rid of each other. Just without it, they will almost kill each other. This is what they're driving them to now. To do away, as one thinker said, America, the white man would not worry using no such high explosion on it. Wasn't worth it. Doing like the Muslim did, that people live over here next to Turkey. What's the name? That Turkey almost annihilated when they thought the last war was, no, another people there. They're all but annihilated. But some of them still around. Albania. No, not Albania. Albania is Muslim. These little Christians that live there next to Turkey. Armenians, that's who they are. Armenian is Christian. So the church thought that it was time to get rid of the Christians. So they went out and just slaughtered Armenians like nothing. till he was told that it was not time to kill all white people. But that's just what you're going to see. Get rid of all white people who is the devil of black people. You will see. They will bear me witness if they was in here. I can make them bear me witness. That the war that is breaking out now, the war of Armageddon, it has already begun. This is to get rid of white folks. You don't need to go over to Vietnam to fight. No. What you going to fight for? If America wins, you still will be her slave nation. And she will have Vietnam to provide for. But you won't win. Those old ancient Hindus that is fighting over there against America, Christianity. Allah put them to fighting because he don't want either one. So he let America, the Christians, kill Hindus all they want. And then so he let America, the Christians, kill Hindus all they want. And then the Hindu will be killing her too. But they probably will not win, but let them kill each other. Oh, so you don't want either one. You notice how quiet the Muslim acts in this war? You never hear tell of no Muslims going to war to defend either side. No. Because they don't want either one of them, Christian nor Hindu. A Hindu is one of the oldest enemies of God, of man. You're running over and talking about our people, killing our people, just because you look like you're little. They're not you. They've been on this planet for 35,000 years trying to destroy God's own religion, Islam. You don't see no Muslim, and I would to my God that I could get one of these bums in one of these planes and fly over their territory. I would show you how long they will be here. There may be some Hindu believers in here, but I don't care, brother. Yes, I'd fly over your territory and kill every one of you if I could, if you are here. I don't love you myself. I don't care if America kill all of you and you kill them too. I don't love either one of you. Oh, wheel. Think over the prophet, looking at it. Oh, wheel. You look dreadful. Loaded up with bombs to rain on America. God told me that you make one look across America, and America would be all but finished off. And just 3 of these bombing planes go to England, that'd be the end of England. Just one of these bombs on each of her islands. That's all of them. Go in the earth 1 mile. Then she blew up a mountain for a mile high and killed the civilization for 50 square miles around. Oh, brother. Don't come trying to make war with God. a dangerous thing to do. Today, every kind of deadly weapon is being fashioned to destroy men from the face of the earth. They all is angry with each other, as the Bible prophesies. And the nation was angry. God himself was angry. For it had come the time of the dead that they should be risen up and be judged according to justice. That's there in your Bible and our Revelation. God was angry. The Lamb was angry. Everybody angry. Because the war of the devil was against God and his messenger. So God and his messenger both was angry. I'm angry now. I'm ready to fight. This is why that I'm here today. I come out alone. I don't have no armies with me. My few followers is very weak. They have no arms. But if they follow me to my God, they have perfect arms. Arms that don't miss. I guess someone is hungry like myself. I too is hungry. Save yourself from this war. This is a terrible war. Everyone throwing at the other all he has. And deadly bombs, guns, and everything. They're done it. They're prepared to do it. If you don't have a Savior in this day and time, make haste and get one. Over in Europe, it's a boiling point. In America, it is the point of death. Everything pointing at her. Oh, save America, you will say. Yes, if America had not destroyed you, she could be saved. But she have destroyed you. Night and day she's killing black men. Someone must stand up for black men. So I have God on my side to defend me. Storm, rain, hail, earthquake, drought, plague of all sorts. It's going on. I won't tell you that I'm doing that. This is what they want to charge me with. But I said, charge it to the right one, the powerful one, that's God himself, not me. Certainly I'm with it. Certainly I hope that he will deem just of our ways. So my dear beloved brothers and sisters, I have given you a description of what's in the sky. There's a scientist or two on it that tells every spot where America heard bombs and where she got her dreadful. You have something dreadful. Dreadful planes scouting around with bombs that is capable of ripping this apart, but they can't get to it. That science is on there. If America's bomb is over California, they take this and just sneak away into another place. He has seen it. He admitted to me they have seen it, but they can't get to it. They are like the Jesus was when he was here. He had the knowledge of tuning in, hearing what you think about. If the Jews started at him on this side of town, he'd go on the other side, because he heard them when they was planning to come here. And there, one out of every 100 in Asia of the righteous can hear you thinking over here. Tell you what you're thinking about. There was two of that type of people visit my home. There are not so many which they go. They both look like brothers. Wherever there is a God-raised man, a prophet to do a big job, these types of scientists visit him to assure him their friendship, that whenever the right time comes, we'll be with you. We will take it in. These are the type of scientists that you read of in the Bible, that one or two go forth and do this and another one do that. These are the ones that I'm telling you about. Visit me here not so many days ago. They have orders by Allah to do a certain job. Each one is to do a certain job. Like you read of it in the Bible. That one scientist, he went out and his job was to send a plague of wind, or send a plague of storm, or to send a plague of fire, or something like that. These are the type of men. I know them, and they know me. And that everyone has a job to do. There's 7 up there. Allah says that the job is not enough for one, but 7 of them will be ordered to do it. And think over it. Not spooks, they are men. And last of all is that dreadful angel, which places 1 foot on land and 1 on sea. That's that dreadful one. That's the 7th one. And the book says, and Allah appointed, he lifted up his right hand and his left hand to heaven. This is the way Muslims pray. They lift up their hand and they pray like that. Both hands. And he said in his words, time. Time. No, it's not. So soon, no more. And then he cut a short into gravity and set the nation on fire. This cutting us short, it means cutting us short into the atoms of the gravity of Earth, and make these atoms over the earth explode. When they explode, they set all the atmosphere into a flame of fire. And there is no people can live on the earth, because it will be all in a flame of fire. This is the way the heavens and the earth will display the judgment as the Bible teaches you. But the flame will only go up 12 miles high. But it'll more certainly get you that is on the earth if you don't get with Allah. Our people have never been taught of Allah, they've been taught of God. Well, in fact about it, that's one of the attributes of Allah. That's God. And Allah is God. And they have 99 of such names, each one meaning something of himself and of his power and wisdom. So I'm going to hurry now to dismiss you, as you have been here so faithful and patient. And especially my brothers and sisters who have rode a long way trying to get here to see me and hear me. I'm so sorry that we was a little late today and I couldn't carry out what I wanted. But my people know me. Some of them came here, they have known me to teach this for years. And they came out because they just love to hear it again and again. Don't sleep. This is what the book says happened with the 5 wise and the 5 foolish. The foolish went to sleep. And judgment was called before they could wake up. So don't sleep. I want every one of you who are visiting us to go to our restaurants and eat your fill for half price. The other. I won't let you give me charity and then not feed you, but you'll have quite a few, and I'm afraid that I may hurt myself if I give all of you a meal. I can give 2,000 or 3,000 people a meal myself. I have fed 10,000 myself. I'm not your hungry preachers of the Baptist Church that is too stingy to give you a meal. I can give all of you a meal free. But some of my brothers may think that I'm overstepping the limit. But I don't mind. I know you'll give it back to me one day. I'm not preaching for you to give it back to me, nor am I cutting the price for you to give it back to me. No, I don't care nothing about you giving it back to me. I love you and I want to give you something. Certainly go to our eating places this afternoon. Help yourself for half price. I wish I could give you a meal after you go home. That meal you eat there, I wish I could give it to you. I love you. And I hate to see the devil triumph over you and take you to hell with him. So I'm willing to do everything, even to my life, to keep you from going down with this devil. This is all he's after you for. You know the devil in the north and south would not give you his women folk this day if he was not trying to get you to go to hell with him. When it's written in the Bible that he gave them, the woman, corrupting themselves. It's written. So, don't take his old ugly blue-eyed woman. They're not good women. They're ugly women. What I mean, they're not pretty like you black woman. If your black woman was not better than his white woman, why is he all the time in your yard and house? He knows you have the best woman. And we want to tell our best woman now to come out of his yard, out of his house, since we told you he's the devil and he can't make us out no lie. Come out of his house, out of his yard and out of his automobile. Don't we'll come after you one day. You see these brothers sitting around here with FOI on their head? I'm training them to come after you. Exactly. Yep. We're going to take you and put you in your place. Beautiful sisters, we're going to do that. We're not going to beg you either. We're going to just tell you to get in your place. Stop bearing half-white babies for the devil. We are not going to stand for that much longer. Yeah. But leave it a little alone. We mean what we say. I have followers from the Gulf to the border. And I have followers from one coast to the other. And they are training very fast to set our law in the land. The law of righteousness, the law of justice, the law of equality. We're going to set it from coast to coast. I'll die trying. Thank you for listening. I thank you, my beloved sisters and brothers, for you visiting us here in this mighty fine, beautiful house, finest one that is in the country of our black brothers and sisters. You won't find another house, a meeting house, equal this one. I don't care where you go. Needed $5 million that we paid for it, still paying for it yet. Hope that you will give us from a nickel on up to as much as you can to help us to finish paying for it. We haven't paid for it all. No. But we have gotten it where that we can say to the world. It's our place, but we have not paid for it. We sold $3 million on this house, and we hope that you'll help us to pay it off. Thank you. My brother minister here will dismiss you, and I want every one of you to prove to me that you believe in the truth of what I have said. And if you don't, write me, and I will prove it or die. You could come and kill me if you want. That everything I said here this afternoon was the truth. And my assistant minister, he will dismiss you himself. And I want you to remember, please, don't go out of here until you could help us a little. If you don't have but a little, help us with a little. We are not allowed to ask you to give us all you have. No, the Holy One don't teach us that. Give what you can. And don't hold back like the man and his wife did before Peter, saying they didn't have and they did have. So here you are promised from God 7 times that which you give to us. You get 7 times that. So you give $1, you get $7 back for $1. But don't tell me now that you didn't get it tomorrow morning. No, that is not it. But if you give, you will get it back. I give my last dime when I first heard this time. I give my last dime and had a wife then at that time sitting home hungry. But I give my last dime. And the Lord told me about it. He said, remember the time that you give your last dime? I didn't think you knew nothing about it at that time, and I didn't want him to know that's all I had to give. But it was my last dime. And now I cannot count the dimes that he has given to me. So, my beautiful people, my good people, you was created good. I said to you, I have enjoyed a very peaceful, lovely, and beautiful afternoon with you, discussing the truth with you. I turn you now back in the hands of the minister of mine who is helping me here to try to get the word over to you. And may he bless you, every one of you that came forward, and that poor brother and sister that come up out of the street here. May Allah bless each and every one of you with a safe return, peaceful night, rest and sleep, and a happy morning's rise. I say to you, Assalamu alaikum.
All praise is due to Allah for the God of Muhammad. All praise is due to Allah. All praise is due to Allah for the honor of Muhammad. All praise is due to Allah for the honor of Muhammad. All praise is due to Allah for the honor of Muhammad. All praise is due to Allah for the honor of Muhammad. All praise is due to Allah for the honor of Muhammad. All praise